Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to Chopping It Up in the Lab with the chocolate chef. That would be me. This is our second show, and I'm so excited. I'm even more excited because our first show got 1,700 viewers. Yay! And that's awesome for the first time. So I am excited to be coming again this week. This is a weekly show every Sunday at 7. So we are hoping to inspire and motivate and just kind of bring some information to the public about the culinary industry. So that you will see a lot of chefs, a lot of restaurant owners, and passionate foodies on this show. So today we have a super special guest. I'm going to say that every time we have a guest because all of my guests are special, baby. So I am the chocolate chef. I'm April Muhammad, better known as the chocolate chef. I am an educator. I am a life skills coach, and I am a food sports competitor with about 20 years of experience in the culinary industry, some unofficial baking out of the home and all that good stuff. But it's been a journey nonetheless. But I am so excited to bring this type of energy to a platform that I think is needed in this industry. It's a tough industry. I say that all the time because it is. So if you all have not watched the show before, you know that we have a segment of the show that we call the fun food fact of the week. But last week we talked about coffee, and I hope you guys had your amazing coffee day. We had International Coffee Day, and we had National Coffee Day and International Coffee Day. And if you all don't mind, y'all can go to YouTube, our channel on YouTube, Magic City Flavors Cooking Lab, and see. I posted a video where we talked about some tips. We gave some tips on how to choose coffee, how to store coffee to give you a pleasurable coffee experience. So today's fun food fact, let me get to the fun food fact. I think y'all gonna like this. Oh, by the way, I don't worry about how many people are viewing live because again, we had 1,700. Most people come on after the live. So I never worry about that. I talk to you as if I'm talking to a million people. So our fun food fact of the day, or the week, I'm sorry, is about pineapples, one of my favorite fruits. Yes. So pineapple is the international symbol for hospitality. I learned that in the hospitality class at Lawson State. It takes 2 to 3 years for them to grow, and they are native to South America, not Hawaii, as most people would think. Pineapples are not they are not a single fruit, but a group of berries that have fused together. Pineapples can also be tricked into flowering using smoke. Who knew that? I did not know that. That was new to me. That they in Hawaii, where most of them are grown, that's how they kind of they use the smoke to help the production of pineapples. I thought that was super cool. So today we have again a very special guest. And I think she's special because this is where the foundation of the culinary industry, she kind of represents that foundation. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring up her bio. We have Chef Laurensky. She's a certified executive pastry chef. She's a certified culinary educator, which I am trying to become at some point in my life. We're going to talk to her about that a little bit later. And she is an author. Something else. This woman not my my model, like who I want to be when I grow up. Chef Rinsky, she's originally from Queens, girl. Yeah, she's originally from Queens, New York. She graduated from the Culinary Institute of America, which is a very, very, very tough program. She also has a bachelor's degree in communications and business and a master's degree in adult education and training. And you know, some adults that need some training. After working in some of the finest restaurants and hotels, and I want her to talk about that, in the country and abroad, she moved to Birmingham to direct the baking and pastry arts program at Culinary. She She also developed an award winning hospitality and culinary arts academy where she coached culinary teams to 6 states championships and 5 national medals. Come on, y'all. Come on. We got to give it up for our guest, Chef Rinsky. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on our show. We are so excited to have you. I'm going to put the logo up because of the school. That's Lawson State. We got that up there because I know you're going to represent hard for Lawson State for
Hmm.
the culinary program. So, hey, tell us a little. I know I just read that phenomenal bio, but we want to hear from you. Tell us a little bit about yourself in your words.
Um, I love what I do. Um, I started out probably when I was, well, way young, washing dishes, where a lot of chefs start out, and then move my way up through the kitchens. Halfway through culinary school, I decided, realized that pastry was really my passion. So
Mm.
that's how that kind of road took me. And after doing a very, very stressful hotel opening, I decided to leave the industry and teach so I can share my knowledge with future chefs.
Yeah, you said hotel opening. Which hotel was that? That's something else I wanted to ask. Like, I noticed that you traveled abroad, you worked in Europe, and you worked at some of the finest hotels and from California on. Just tell us a little bit about some of the places that you worked. And we definitely want to hear about that experience, that hard opening at the hotel.
Yeah, that nearly did me in. So part of the reason I became a chef is because one, I get bored very easily, and you will never stop learning in this industry. And
True.
I just learned about the smoke and the pineapples because I did not know that either.
I
That was very
know.
interesting.
I'm a
Um,
researcher, so that's my thing.
that's great. So, see, you just never stop learning. And
Right.
when another part of the reason is because I love to travel. And it's the one career where you literally can go and move anywhere and work. But what interested me is seeing the different types of cooking and products people were using. So I was in Louisiana at Mr. B's in New
Mm.
Orleans. I was at the Palace Hotel in San Francisco and the Anatole in Dallas, Texas. And the hotel opening that we were alluding to is the Bacara Resort and Spa in Santa Barbara, California.
Oh yeah. So what made that so
Beautiful
tough?
property, but yeah, beautiful property, but a hotel opening is, yes, very stressful.
Come on now. You got to look, a hotel, a restaurant, but a hotel even more because you have the food and you have the guests who have to stay. I worked at the Marriott and off of Grandview. So I know about how stressful the whole hospitality industry could be from both serving the guests food to the lodging. So trust me, I understand that. So what inspired you to
But it's
become a chef?
fun.
Yeah, it is. And for people like us who get bored easily, because I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
Hmm.
We kind of need that kind of hustle, a daily hustle to keep us
Yes.
motivated. And even though it wears us out, it wears us out. Because that's
I still
something
have
else I know.
energy.
Yeah, you do. Okay, I gotta say this. All right, I didn't say this in the beginning. So my daughter, how I met you was through my daughter. You know, she took your classes, and she kept coming home talking about Chef Rinsky, Chef Rinsky, and she was like, "Mom, you remind me so much of Chef Rinsky." And so when I met you last year, well, I would say officially met you, when I was going through a divorce, and then we were like, okay, look, sign me up for everything. You started presenting all the programs. I'm like, sign me up for everything. I need to stay busy. And it was just, you just kind of smirked at me, but it really helped me to, move, to know that, as a competitor, as somebody who likes to stay busy, I had those options, but you were so nurturing to my daughter. And even now, as she has completed the program in Lawson State, you still check in, you still give her
We miss
information.
her.
So yeah, you are phenomenal. I mean, really, I know as an educator, it takes a lot, a true caring educator they keep in touch with their students because they want to see them successful. And I can say that about you. I can definitely say that about you. And speaking of your students,
Well,
we
thank
had
you.
uh Chef Christopher on last. He was our first guest. He was also one of your
Nice.
students.
Big
Yeah,
success story with Chef Hicks.
I know. So, who or what inspired you to become a chef?
Um, Really, it was out of necessity.
Mm.
Nobody in my family could cook, and um, yeah, no one was really around. So, out of necessity for not starving, I cooked for my sisters, and it's something that was always in me. I worked in kitchens in high school and to help put me through college, and I was just kind of born with a wooden spoon in my hand.
So you found that more you found more of a love for the pastry side of the industry, right?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have too much of a sweet tooth not
Uh,
to.
I know, right? I think I kind of lean right there with you. So the education part, what motivated you to become an educator?
I think, well, when you're in the industry and you have employees, you are constantly educating and
True.
training them. And aside from, making the food, I found that that was really one of my favorite parts of the job. So it was just a natural progression um, from going to the kitchen into the classroom. And I love the students. I love the energy, and it's such a passionate field. Um, and to have
Yes.
new ideas and um, new energy coming into the kitchen just further helps your creativity.
Right. So which one you think is more strenuous, the teaching part or being
Ooh.
in the kitchen yourself?
Well, some days, the students are more tiring than a 14-hour day, but it's just very different.
Yeah,
It's different. And I loved being in the industry when I was in the industry, and I do miss it. But at the same time, I would never give up my students
I
because
love that.
I learn from them too every day.
I love that. So what are the qualifications? I just mentioned that that's the aspiration that I have is to become a certified culinary educator. So what are the qualifications?
Um, so culinary school will kind of be a stepping stone for you for many, many things.
Hmm.
Education is just a completely different part of the industry that's growing. A lot of the high schools now have culinary and hospitality academies. So they're really looking for culinary graduates who can educate high school students.
Cool.
The other thing is working in the industry and having work experience so that you can teach your students based on authentic experience.
Right. Right. Yeah, but as an educator, I will say that when you are in front of students, if you don't understand classroom management or how to deal with different types of learning styles, I mean, just
It
because
will
you
eat
have
you
experience,
alive.
yes, yes. So there's a special training that even if you are coming from a restaurant for 20 years, you
Right.
still need to take a course. I believe this is just
You're
my
right.
belief, something in the field of education to kind of train you on managing a classroom because it is
Absolutely.
real. And believe it or not, adults can be just as challenging as children. I'm just going
Yeah.
to tell you that.
Well, what's
So what?
interesting in our classroom environment is that we have so many different demographics. We have high school graduates. We have career changers. We have people who just really love to cook and want to get a degree. So you really have to capture all those different learning styles and
Right.
be able to teach on different levels depending on people's experience.
That's true. That's true. So, every chef has a nickname at some point of their career. What was your nickname?
Oh, I have so many nicknames.
Give us two of
um,
the good ones.
yeah, well, one of my nicknames just from as a kid was Oreo.
Really?
Mhm.
You got to tell us about that.
Mhm. Well, so my family calls me Lori.
Mhm.
And so you can always tell how long somebody's known me by if they call me Lori or Laura. And Lori just became Lorio, Oreo.
Oh,
And
wow.
another nickname was Professor, which is kind of funny because, here I am.
Look,
So,
exactly.
and I
It's
love
fun.
Oreos. So
All right. So it fits. It's the same thing. I never thought that I would be I always knew I would be a teacher. I was teaching since I was 6. I had all my little cousins and I would teach them how to spell the words that I learned how to spell. And I used to make the most phenomenal mud pies. I had the perfect temperature from the
yeah.
sun, the perfect little rocks, and now, my I'm famous for the bean pies. So look at there, I'm baking pies and cakes now. Wow, it is amazing what happens as a childhood and how it follows you until
Yeah.
adulthood.
It all comes
So
back around.
yeah, and I saw that you led some teams to some phenomenal, like the state championships, some nationals. What made you get into the competitive side of this industry?
I'm a very competitive person, and I love to coach. I love to
Ah,
coach, and um, it was just an opportunity to really have a group of students and just bring them to a completely different level.
yeah.
So, um, yeah,
I didn't realize food sport was such a thing, but if you look at all of the television shows, that's a lot of, it's a lot that goes into that. It's from the
absolutely.
production, from the prep, and a lot of people wouldn't believe how competitive this industry is. It's amazing how competitive it is. And if
It is
all you
very competitive.
look, my life became real once I went to the World Foods Championship. I couldn't play anymore. You sitting there with chefs across the world and you have you only have a limited amount of time. That's when you test who you really are. I learned a
That's
lot about myself competing. I really did. So
the very first competition I did. I was living in Dallas at the time, and it was a pastry competition. I really didn't have experience, but again, I was competitive, so I thought, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do this. And my cake had melted
oh no.
on the plane,
Oh
and yeah,
no.
it was a huge disaster.
Oh
But
no.
and I remember that I had
Yeah.
done a chocolate painting, and I
Mm,
thought it was just fabulous until I put mine next to the competitor next to me, and he
mm-hmm.
actually had been the one who won the competition. And I when I put mine next to him, it was it was
Oh
taking
no, are you
like a ratty
serious?
T-shirt and putting it next to a Gucci top because mine did not look so great. But it was an incredible
Wow.
experience, and that's how you learn.
Oh,
So
yeah, that is definitely how you learn. I had a question, speaking of questions for our viewers who are tuning in, please put your questions in the comments and we will bring up the comments kind of periodically. This is only a 30 to 40-minute show. I know I can talk a lot, but we've been pretty good with staying at 30-ish minutes, but I'm going to check to see if we have any comments, but we don't have any comments just yet. But I got a question the other day. And I'm gonna yield to you to answer this question and see did I do this question justice. The person asked me, "What's the difference between a cook and a chef?"
hmm.
Yeah, I know
Okay.
that.
So yeah, that's a little bit of a sore spot with me.
Yeah.
So really, what it comes down to is, you know, anybody can cook, okay,
Mhm.
but being a chef is about so much more than cooking. You really need to know how to manage a kitchen, and that's ordering, purchasing, cost control. These are
Mhm.
all the things that you learn in culinary school because, again, a lot of people can make some really great food, but if you don't
Right.
understand um, how to run the kitchen, then it's hard to be
That's
a chef.
That's true. Jahia would never call herself a chef. Every time I said, "Oh, my chef," she's a chef. She was like, "Nope, I'm not a chef right now. I am." I was like, "Come
Definitely told me
on."
I can't say that.
Yeah. I was like, "Are you serious?" So I yield to her on that. So I think I did some justice to the question. Okay. Answering the question. So Tell us a little bit about your book. I know you are an author as well, which I was excited to learn about. I'm gonna put that up there. The Pastries Chef Companion. I did not know that you had a book.
Surprise.
Yes.
So yeah, this is, my life is just full of funny stories. So this actually came out when I was teaching at Culinary, and I would always ask, we would do a lot of things with international desserts just so that they could learn different flavors and textures and what, other countries were doing with their desserts. And every time I would give them an assignment, they would always come back, oh, I couldn't find this on it, or they wouldn't have a lot of information.
Mm.
And I was like, why doesn't someone just write a book that has all that stuff in it? And that's where the whole idea came from. And
Wow.
yeah, so
So
it's, not because I wrote it, but because the information is just really valuable for both
right.
pastry and chefs and home cooks. And the appendices really, are just so full of information that would be helpful to anybody in or out of the industry.
Awesome. Now, where can they find this book?
Uh, I would go to Amazon.
Okay.
You can get it very inexpensively. It's been out for quite some time. So pretty much for under $10. It's the best deal
Oh
you're going to
wow.
get.
Oh wow. I might have to get one to give it a giveaway as a giveaway for the show soon. I think I'm definitely gonna get one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get two tonight. How about that? I love that. So now Lawson State, and I gotta say, I gotta put a plug in for Lawson State because my girls graduated from Lawson State. I've graduated from a whole lot of places, but Lawson State was the first place that I graduated from, and they now you all have a hospitality management program, which
Ma'am.
is super exciting. And I would employ anybody in the city of Birmingham to just take a tour on the campus of Lawson State. It is nothing like it was in the 90s when I was there, and it is the culinary department is amazing. It is amazing, and all of the departments that I've seen so far have been awesome. But tell us a little bit about the culinary department, and if you don't mind, I know the culinary department and the hospitality management kind of work hand in hand together. So if you
We
tell us a
did.
little bit about that.
So this is something that's really exciting for the culinary program. It's still fairly new. It started in 2014. They completely renovated. We have state-of-the-art kitchens that students rotate through.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been able to craft the curriculums to integrate hospitality with the culinary so that hospitality students are able to take cooking classes and culinary students can take hospitality law, event planning, a lot of things that are very beneficial that a chef should know, especially if you want to go into catering, just to have a more well-rounded education.
Right.
So, most people don't realize that hospitality, it's a massive industry, and it's not just serving tables, it's, management, and there's so many opportunities for students who have culinary degrees.
Exactly. And that degree comes in handy in so many areas that most people wouldn't imagine. Even if you want to be a funeral director, there are elements on how to put events together that when I tell
Right.
you learning in that class just for that short period of time that I was in there was amazing, I have to say. And I'll be back. I'll be back. So I wanted to also ask, now I don't know, I ask this every year. Do you all have the night classes yet?
Okay. So with everything being virtual now, it's
Okay.
it is a little bit um, easier for people who have certain time schedules. However,
Hmm.
if your viewers can hear,
Mm.
um, if we have enough students to run night classes, then we will do so.
Okay,
Um,
okay. Y'all heard that now. Y'all heard that. She
so you have to come
said
sign up if you want night
you got to
classes.
sign up. When is the next when does it start again? The program, the next time you can register.
So the next registration period will be in about 2 weeks for
Oh,
spring.
okay. Okay.
And yeah, but also for people who have scheduling issues to get your degree, all of the academic classes you need are offered throughout the day and night. So we
Okay.
work, very closely with each individual student to try to accommodate their schedules.
Awesome. So you have a short certificate program, you have a degree program, and is it another one?
So we have a short certificate and a long certificate, but
Okay.
we highly encourage everybody to get the degree because with the certificates, you're not able to take a lot of the classes, the culinary
Mm,
classes, or you're
okay.
limited to which classes you can take. And the degree is really what will help you in the future the
To
most.
flourish. Okay. Awesome. 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 So let's check the comments. Let's see if we have any comments. We have no comments yet. So we want to, this part of the show is called, and we're doing great on time, Chef. We're doing awesome. So this part of the show is called Kitchen Conundrum. You know, I stole that from the little show. So it's basically little questions like that kind of help make you think a little bit. So what do you think is the most overrated ingredient used in the kitchen, in your opinion?
That is a conundrum.
I know.
Um, Overused. I would say probably salt.
That was
Um,
the same thing Chris said. Chris
oh,
said the
really?
same thing. He said salt, and
I
it
promise we
floored
did
me.
not talk about this.
I know. Look,
Um,
it floored me because I was
that's
like,
funny.
salt. I mean, you gotta have salt, but the way he explained it, especially being from the South, we salt everything. Like we'll
Yes.
salt it heavily. So yeah, I
But,
yeah.
one of the things is that people will salt food without even tasting it. It's just such a habit that people
Yes.
will put salt. And it's really kind of an insult to the chef because when you serve somebody food, and that's whether you're a chef or not, it should be prepared and taste the way that you
It,
want it. So
exactly. That's what I said. So salt is supposed to enhance flavor, not overpower
exactly.
it, you know?
Exactly.
So I totally agree with that. Okay, here's another one. What is your favorite food pairing? So, I like, which I discovered going through the competition, pears, I think I did pears and soft cheese. So something
Nice.
like
Yep.
yeah, and with
Brie
a
goes
little,
really nice with that.
yes, yes, that was really good. So what is something, one of your favorites or something most people wouldn't think is a good food pairing?
Um, well, I can tell you, my favorite is really chocolate and mango.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
it's such a great combination. And it could be, I would go with dark chocolate just because you have a little more sweetness with the mango.
You have my heart. You have my heart. Yes, the chocolate chefs approving. Yes.
That one's for you
Okay, thank you. I
with a
feel
side of
special.
mango.
I know. Both my favorite. I did the mango sauce on the salmon the other week, and I was like, oh my God, I was just grunting the whole time. I think I hit a foodgasm, is what they call it. So it was so it was so delicious. So yeah, I love mangoes. So that's a good one. Chocolate and mangoes. All right. Well, give me like how would you prepare it? Like give me some type of dish or something.
You can do a duo chocolate mousse and mango
Mm.
mousse and have them
Mm.
together. But for texture, do like a harder chocolate shell. So you get that, the crunch with the texture as well.
A mousse. Okay, I
Um,
got that.
there's just, you could do something chocolate with mango sauce, or you could do mango with chocolate sauce.
Oh
This is
yeah.
where, you get to have fun and be creative.
I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and try that. Dark chocolate. I'm gonna have to try that. Okay. What is your most useful tool in the kitchen?
My hands.
No, that is good. That's a good one. That
You,
is a good one.
what I tell the students, you have to touch it and smell it and taste it. You get
That is a good one.
you, you especially
Your
for
hand.
pastry, you have to feel the dough. I mean, that's how you know if it's made well. When
Yeah.
you cook meat, you can touch it and know the temperature of the meat. So
That is a good one, like the Primal Tools. I mean,
Hmm.
who? That's the best one I've heard so far. Okay. If you could, this is the last one. Before we get to our inspirational vitamin, but the what if out of all the chefs you've worked with, famous chef, whoever, who would be the chef that you would spend the day with? Who would you enjoy most spending a day with? They can be famous, they don't have to be famous, but who would it be and why?
Um, There's probably a long list, but the one that first came to my mind was Chef Ari Muller. And he
Ah,
was an Austrian chef that I worked with at the Anatole Hotel in Dallas. At the time, it had the largest ballroom in America. And so we would do events for, they could do up to 3,500 people. And he was this little guy. And no matter what happened, and things happen all the time,
mhm,
disaster,
mhm,
he would say, well, it's okay. We fix it. Um,
mhm.
and we'd have a huge event and somebody would be rolling a cart of 150 desserts and it would just fall over, and
Sheesh.
I would absolutely freak out, but he just cool as a cucumber.
Right.
It really teaches you that one way or the other you're going to have to make it happen.
I promise you, and you can't have thin skin in this industry because
Yeah.
it will wreck your nerves. It really would. And I forgot to ask you, you coming from New York and working in these high-end places in these big cities and these larger cities, coming to Birmingham, Alabama. How was that adjustment?
um yeah, it was a bit of a shock for a while. um
Oh wow.
but it's a beautiful city. The people are great. It's a whole different food culture to bring
True.
in, different ingredients, and um, being able to teach, you know, uh, just expose students to what goes on outside the South and to embrace the flavors that are popular here.
Yeah,
And the cost of living, can't beat it. And I don't
I
ever
know,
think
right?
it will snow again.
Right, especially coming from New York. I mean, just $1,200 here will get you a long way compared to $1,200 in New
Yeah.
York. Trust
I
me, I have
couldn't get a
family in New
doorbell
York.
for $1,200 in New York.
Exactly. I have family who's like, "This is what you get for please, let's
Mhm.
go." So I'm sorry, my little mic went out. Now this is we're come to the end of our show, which I am super excited about. We made it on time, about the same
Yay.
time as last time. And we asked all of our guests. There was a pastor many years ago who was on a radio show, and they had something called he did something called the inspirational vitamin. And again, we know that food is the most nutritional thing that we could put in our body, but we want to use this, I guess you would say, the motivational or the spiritual aspect of some leaving something with our viewers, some type of inspiration, give them some type of inspirational vitamin in your words.
Life is short. Eat dessert first.
I love it. I couldn't said it any better. Oh my goodness, I couldn't have said that any better. Thank you, Chef
Thank
Rinsky.
you.
This has been great, and I will definitely be there to see you, especially now that everything is virtual. I don't know, is the hospitality class virtual too?
Mhm. Yes,
Awesome,
for
awesome.
now.
So we're gonna promote, and I'm gonna how to get in touch with you. I'm gonna put your information up here. So if you
Great.
could just let us know in your words, what's the best way to reach out to you?
You can email me or you can text me on my phone. I don't really sleep, so anytime is fine. And I'll be happy to, answer any questions you have, tell you about the program. Um, and that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, yeah, and she's really good with that. I promise you, she really is. And so you guys check out her book on Amazon. And I know I'm gonna get me too tonight and reach out to her. This is her email address and her phone number 205-821-2253. And that's Chef Rinsky. Thank you all for tuning in tonight, and we
Thank
hope to see
you.
you on next week. Have a good night, Chef Rinsky.
You
All
too. Thank
right.
you.
All right, peace.